As you guys know, this is Acid Blackouts, and I'm going to be bringing you a new game series, or video series, of Madden 25. I'm going to be doing a playthrough of basically what I'm going to do. I'm playing as an owner, and I'm going to record every game, and I'm going to talk about that game at first, and then from there, I'm going to go and I'm going to talk about, because I get ESPN magazines, like the Inside, because of Insider, and they put out predictions this month in their magazine for what certain teams are going to do. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to talk about each team, what they're planning on doing, what they say they're going to go, and I'm going to talk about what they're saying, and I'm going to talk about what I think they're going to do, and if I think they're right or wrong about their predictions and how they're going to do. But basically in this game here, as you can see, that intro was nowhere near as good as the Ray Lewis intro last year. I was really hoping that they were going to do something again like that, and they didn't. It basically was just all the 25 Madden logos flying in. And honestly, I didn't think that was very good. I feel like they could have done better with that, but I mean, you know, it is they have added a lot of other stuff. In one of my videos, in my second or third video, my second week, you'll notice that they added in some cool stuff for division rivalry games. But basically right here, I'm setting up my game, and I play as the Jets because I want to play as a bad team, and I want to bring them to a Super Bowl record, make them a Super Bowl team, bring them up, and it gives me a chance to play with Geno Smith and see how he does. But in nowhere near form or shape or anything am I a Jets fan. I absolutely hate the Jets. The only good thing that they had going for them was Tim Tebow, and they traded him away. I mean, there are a few players on the team that aren't bad, but they're not good either. I mean, there's nothing good about this team. But basically, I have Rooney Sr. I just haven't unlocked him. I haven't typed in the code that I got. I was going to play as a legend, but I decided not to. But I didn't create my own coach. So basically, I'm using the coach of the Jets, and he doesn't have a very high legacy score because, you know, it's the Jets. He's been there for a little while. You start out Woody Johnson. Their scheme is a power run, and with him you start out with $5 million to start with. And in this, that's not going to get you very far. But luckily, the stadium that you start out with is pretty much fully upgraded already, so you don't have to do anything. For some reason, I'm most likely because it's New York. New York has some of the best stadiums for sports around. So everything in this, all their stadium rankings are in the low 90s or high 90s, and everything's upgraded to level 5 already. So basically, and it's only, according to this, a 3-year-old stadium, so shouldn't have to do any renovating for a while. So as you can see, the game has gone into. The menus are a lot nicer than they used to be, honestly, I think. I set it up so there's no salary cap. I'm not doing any game sliders. And I'm making it so what I'm going to do when I play my games, I'm only going to use the plays that they give me. I'm going to punt it when they have to punt it, kick a field goal when they have to kick a field goal. So basically, this will make it more of a realistic game, and it won't just be some outrageous scoring game where I win all the time. Because I mean, these games are, the couple games that I have recorded so far, they're not close at the end, but they're close throughout the whole series. So as you can see here, you're able to go into your tickets, and you can change the price of your tickets. And basically, the Jets fans are saying that all the ticket prices are relatively cheap, so I upped them each $5. And somehow, suite tickets are $510 a piece. And the fans are like, oh, Well, the suite tickets are so cheap, I can take my whole family. Well, you better have a damn small family if you're paying $510 a ticket. Um, as you can see here, just the regular apparel. I mean, and they're saying that this $18 hat is too much and they can't afford it, so I dropped it down to 17. Probably not going to make much of a difference, but I didn't see any more talk about it. So, and then for jerseys, you can see that I have Geno Smith, Sanchez. People are saying that the Sanchez jersey is too much, so I dropped that down a couple bucks. And honestly, I'd pay no more than $10 for a Mark Sanchez jersey because he's horrible. Even Jets fans know that he's horrible and shouldn't play, but him and Rex Ryan are butt buddies over there, and Ryan's gonna play him no matter what. So I do go back to free agents and pick up some people. You'll see that. I don't play preseason games, and I'm sorry if you do like defense. I do not play defense. I super sim my defense. That is just something. As much as they've improved defense in this, I don't like playing defense because it takes up time and it's just not fun to me. But as you can see, I do pick up some people. I do come back and pick up Willis McGahee. I thought that I had picked him up, but I guess I picked up Michael Turner, and then I came back and picked up McGahee. But I did pick up Randy Moss, and I pick up Takeo Spikes. Both of those players will be gone after the first year. But that's okay. I feel like to try and get into the playoffs, at least, they will give me a fair shot. Because, Randy Moss is amazing. He's one of the best receivers ever, in my opinion. I mean, you can't compare him to, amazing people that are legends right now. But someday, Randy Moss will be a legend. When him and Brady played together, there was no stopping them. They were unstoppable. Oh, sorry, I had to get a drink of water. I don't really do many trades. I don't know if they've improved the trade system in this. I haven't tried it. If it comes a time when there are players that I want to try and get, I'll try and do some trading. But unless they've... I'm sorry. And unless they've improved the trade system in this game, that is probably not going to be possible. Because... all honesty, in last year's, we'll go back to 2012. In 2012, when you would do an online league, because I don't think they really did much about it, you could go in, take their best player, and send them your worst player, and it would automatically accept it. Well, last year's Madden, you could say for, like a low 90, mid 90 overall, like say like a 93 overall. Just because it's a big name, even though the overall's a bit lower, just because of that big name though, you could send them 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick, or one of your best players or a player that they need, and they're not going to budge on it, just because he's that big name, big star player. I do get an offer to relocate my stadium in next week, I think, and then in the next preseason week, but I don't want to do that quite yet. I do want to relocate my stadium at some point, but that offer was only to London, and as much as I wouldn't mind bringing a team to London, I don't necessarily want to do that. I want to bring my team to LA. And as you can see, I'm going through my players for the cuts, and basically I go through each position. If you have a lot of them, you go to the bottom, you cut the lowest player. But if you only have 2 people in that position, you don't just go and cut one of them because it's a low overall. That person you might end up needing because you only have 2 of those people. Later on, in the last week, I just go... Oh, sorry. In the last cut day, I just kind of go through the worst overalls and I cut it. So as you can see, my preseason, when the Jets plays themselves, I go 0-4 in preseason. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter though. I don't play preseason, and I don't care what happens in preseason. So it's not really a big deal. I don't really honestly care. And you do find out I've gone through 2 franchises, and in both of them, right at the beginning, one team in each league has relocated already. And my other one, it was the Rams, and they moved to New York, and the Rams have become the Brooklyn Yanks. Well, in this one, the Buccaneers moved to Houston and become the Oilers, which sounds kind of familiar. That might have been a team in Houston before or something. I don't know. You know. But so basically, my overall opinion of this game, though, I honestly like it a lot better. You're able to, the running's so much better. You can actually run. The AI running is good. So if you're a quarterback and if you're doing like superstar mode, the AI halfback, if it's a decent halfback, will actually, be able to run the ball and not get stopped. I mean, they'll get stopped eventually, but they're actually still able to run. I do have a superstar where I'm a quarterback for the Jags as well. I might make some videos of that, but for right now, I think I'm going to stick with this Jets franchise one. And my friend Love Paste, who's my friend on Xbox, friend in real life and everything, might be picking up Madden 25 tomorrow when he's on his way up to college. So he might stop at Walmart and pick it up. So I might do a league with him, and we'll probably do a fantasy draft, most likely, knowing him, because that's what he likes to do. So I will record that, and I'll put that up, and I'll start making a series out of that. No. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. But, no guarantee on that. More trade block people. Like I said, I don't go for trades. Okay, so this is the last cut day, I do believe, because they're cutting down to 53 people. So this is last week. My team goes 0-4 in preseason. Like I said, what I plan on doing is going through each team. So by the end of 32 videos of this, I will have gone through every team. Hopefully, I know the regular season for football starts up next, in a week. It starts up next Thursday. I have a few ESPN fantasy leagues going on. The one that I'm most excited for is the one with my good buddy Reaper of Fear, who I've talked about in previous videos, and my friend Love Paste, and my friend the real Spartacus, and a couple other people that probably won't even play in the league. But I ended up getting some pretty decent people, and I did do a trade with my good buddy Love Paste. Basically, my team, though, my starting lineup for this first week, I have, let's see, let me load it up. I have Aaron Rodgers, Marshawn Lynch, Maurice Jones-Drew, which honestly, I was in a hurry that pick. I had like 2 seconds left, and I was just like, so I panicked, and that's who I picked. I have Roddy White, Reggie Wayne, Tony Gonzalez, Brandon Marshall, Steelers defense, just because they're playing Tennessee, and Tennessee's not that good. Justin Tucker, and Packers coach, who I may or may not play, depending. But then as backups, I even have Victor Cruz, Colin Kaepernick, Chris Ivory, who's never probably going to play in my lineup, except for a bye week. 49ers defense, Anquan Boldin, Greg Zerlane, and Jimmy Graham, who I got Jimmy Graham and Brandon Marshall in a trade from my friend Love Paste for AJ Green, which honestly was a very fair trade on my part, a very good deal. On his part, I mean, he did lose a tight end, but he has Gronk, so once Gronk comes back, he'll be set. no doubt. So, and I actually face off against the person who traded me week 1. So we'll actually see how these trades affected everything. But wrapping up this video, there's a couple minutes left. One thing I will be doing once it's possible, I will be firing Rex Ryan. I do not want Rex Ryan as my coach, my head coach for my team. He will be gone. The fans don't like him, and I'm going to do what I can to make the fans happy. And the scouting staff will be replaced. The fans don't like him either, so we'll replace him because apparently the Jets can't draft, as you can clearly see. They got like one good pick the whole draft, and that's Geno Smith, and we don't even know if he'll do good. And in all honesty, I don't think he's going to do good. The quarterbacks in this year's draft aren't going to touch the quarterbacks of last year's draft. So basically, I mean, the Jets have a lot of problems. If they'd get rid of Rex Ryan, or if Rex Ryan would stop sucking Sanchez's dick over there, we wouldn't have all these problems. And then, so I don't know about them. They have a lot of problems. But so basically, as I was saying in my ESPN fantasy draft, there were 2 people that aren't probably ever going to play, and one of them, because it was on auto pick and he had the first pick of the draft, so he got Peterson, and he honestly actually probably has one of the best teams in the game in our league. He ended up with let's see. He ended up with Tom Brady, Adrian Peterson, Alfred Morris, Demaryius Thomas, Wes Welker, Antonio Gates, LaShawn McCoy, Bengals defense, Matt Prater, and 49ers coach. And his backups are just as good. But my friend Love Paste, his team, and he did trade rape a friend of ours that's in the league, but it's okay, I guess. But he has Andrew Luck, Doug Martin, C.J. Spiller, Calvin Johnson Jr., A.J. Green from me, Vernon Davis, who I dropped to add his 2 players, so he picked up a free tight end. So really, he got Vernon Davis in a trade too. So, and as you can see here, I'm answering media questions, which is a new thing they added in. And if you meet the answer to the question, you will get bonuses at the end of the season. But then he has Jamal Charles, Bears defense, Randy Bullock as a kicker and Patriots coach, and then Gronk, Amendola, Eric Decker, Russell Wilson, Broncos coach, Jared Cook Jr., and Buccaneers defense. And then my friend Reaper, I'm going to say his team, what he got real quick. We have like the best teams. He has Drew Brees, Arian Foster, Frank Gore, Julio Jones, Andre Johnson, Jason Witten, Deshaun Jackson, Texans defense, Blair Walsh, and Seahawks coach, Seahawks defense, Steve Smith, Matthew Stafford, Ryan Matthews, Torrey Smith, Greg Olsen, and Phil Dawson. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Leave a like. Probably should have said like and a favorite. Probably should have said that in the beginning of the video, but oh well, if you stuck it out this long, you will know what to do. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow for another video of my first game.